Hello students. In the last video we will discuss standard 12 chapter number 1 relations and functions, exercise 1.1, question number 1 to up to 4. Today we will discuss question number 5. Question is, are in the set A of human beings in a town at a particular time given by first case is R equals to x comma y. X and y work at the same place. Now here we have to check it is symmetric, transitive and reflexive. First of all, x and x belongs to R, then therefore R is reflexive. First condition satisfied. Second, we have to check for symmetric. If x and y belongs to R, it means then x and y work at the same place. You can write like this also, y and x work at the same place. Then it means y comma x belongs to R. Therefore, R is symmetric. Next, we have to check for the transitiveness. Let x, y and y, z belongs to R. It implies that x and y work at the same place. And y and z work at the same place. It implies that x and z work at the same place. That's why x comma z belongs to R. Therefore, R is transitive. Next, second case is R equals to x comma y. X and y live in the same locality. Here, clearly, x comma x belongs to R as x and x is the same human being. Therefore, R is reflexive. Next, we are checking for the symmetric. If x comma y belongs to R, then x and y live in the same locality. You can write like this, y and x live in the same locality. Therefore, y comma x belongs to R. Therefore, R is symmetric. Next, we are checking for the transitiveness. Let x and y belongs to R. X and y belongs to R, and y and z belongs to R. It means X and Y live in the same locality. Same thing for Y and Z live in the same locality. It implies that X and Z live in the same locality. Therefore, XZ belongs to R. Therefore, R is transitive. Next, question number C. R equals to X comma Y. X is exactly 7 centimeter taller than Y. First of all, we will check for the reflexiveness. X comma X does not belongs to R. Since human being X cannot be taller than himself. That's why R is not reflexive. Next, we will check for the symmetricness. Let XY belongs to R. X is implies that X is exactly 7 centimeter taller than Y. Then Y is not taller than X. Therefore, Y, comma X does not belongs to R. Therefore, Y R is not symmetric. Next, we will check for the transitiveness. Let XY and YZ belongs to R. Then X is exactly 7 centimeter taller than Y, and Y is exactly 7 centimeter taller than Z. It implies that X is exactly 14 centimeter taller than Z, which means XZ does not belongs to R. Therefore, R is not transitive. Next question D. R equals to X comma Y. X is the wife of Y. First of all, we will check for the reflexiveness. Now, X comma X does not belongs to R since X cannot be the wife of herself. Therefore, R is not reflexive. Next, we will check for the symmetricness. Let xy belongs to R implies that x is the wife of y. Clearly, y is not the wife of x. Therefore, you can see y comma x is not belongs to R. Therefore, R is not symmetric. Indeed, if x is the wife of y, then y is the husband of x, which is not possible. That's why R is not symmetric. Next, we will check for the transitiveness. Let x comma y and y comma z belongs to R. It implies that x is the wife of y and y is the wife of z. This case is not possible. Also, this does not imply that x is the wife of z. Therefore, x comma z does not belongs to R. Therefore, R is not transitive. Next question E. R. Relation R equals to x comma y. X is the father of y. First of all, we will check for the reflexiveness. Here we have x comma x does not belong to R because his x cannot be the father of himself. His x cannot be the father of himself. That's why R is not reflexive. R is not reflexive. Next, we are checking for the symmetricness. Let xy belongs to R. Xy belongs to R. It implies that x is the father of y. But y cannot be the father of y. Therefore, y comma x does not belongs to R. Indeed, y is a son or daughter of y. That's why y x does not belongs to R. Therefore, R is not symmetric. Next, we will check for the transitiveness. Let xy and yz belongs to R. It implies that x is the father of y and y is the father of z. But x is not the father of z. It is not possible. X is the grandfather of Z because father of father is the grandfather. That's why XZ does not belongs to R. Therefore, R is not transitive.